This goes out to all my romantics out there. I've been hoping for a real, true rom com for a long time, and I think I finally found it in You, Me, and Tuscany. You, Me, and Tuscany is the first rom com in a long time that actually feels like something from the early 2000s. It balances the romance with the comedy so well that it's a movie that's enjoyable from the start till the end. It follows all the old romantic comedy tropes, and that actually makes it really good. It still feels modern and stylish, but it also feels like something that you might remember from growing up. The film stars Halle Bailey as a chef who travels to Italy and sort of lies away into the lives of this family who lives in Tuscany. And there she meets one of the family members called Michael, played by Regé-Jean Page. And one thing leads to another, but not in the way that you'd expect. But saying that, this movie is also kind of predictable, like most romantic comedies. It's a story that shows you how grief can set you on different paths. I don't want to go too much into the plot, as I think that this is a movie that you have to experience, especially if you are a romantic or simply if you just love a good romantic comedy. It's honestly such a wholesome movie that will have you laughing and maybe even shed a tear once or twice. It really does feel like the rom-coms that I grew up watching from like the late 90s and the early 2000s to mid 2000s. And that's probably the reason why this movie resonates with me so much. I love the cast. Each one brings a really cool comedy element to the film. I wish we could have seen more of them, but as with most rom coms, the film focuses only on the two lead characters. But this movie also has a third character that I will get to shortly. That said, I feel like the supporting cast do feel a little lost at times. As yes, like I said, they focus on the two leads, but I want more of the supporting cast, as this can not only expand the story but also expand your scope of what it's like to fall in love and become part of a family. Even though there are some really good scenes with the family, I would have loved a lot more. The movie is about an hour and 44 minutes, so there are probably scenes that I could have cut or other scenes that I could have added. But all in all, I think it's a good runtime for a romantic comedy. And as I said, there is a third lead character, which is Tuscany, and that's probably why Tuscany is in the title name. You don't only get to see different sides of Tuscany, but you also get to experience it through the people, through the culture, and most importantly, through the food. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little hungry while watching this movie as the food looks so good and the way they talked about it made me crave it. So yeah, overall, I think this film is a really beautiful love story, an amazing romantic comedy, and as with the case with some rom coms, the jokes don't always land the way you want them to, or the way the director or the writers thought it would. But the people in my cinema were laughing out loud. I even missed some of the dialogue, and talking about the dialogue, some of it is a little cheesy, which can become a little cringy, but I actually loved most of the dialogue. I think, yeah, it adds to the story, and the music also fits perfectly with the story. So, yeah, everything just sets the mood for a good rom com. Uh, Regé-Jean and Ali are phenomenal leads, and they have great chemistry. So, I can genuinely recommend this movie. I know it's not for everyone. People might want a little more drama. People might want a little more seriousness, or a story with a hard hitting premise or something like that. But this is simply a rom com that I thoroughly enjoyed and that I actually think I might watch again and again. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a really good rom com. So yeah, I'm actually really excited for this one, and I'm excited for people to go watch it. When you do watch it, let me know what you think and enjoy your time at the movies.